This is a brand new 2013 X5, but it's no ordinary X5. It has the M Performance and Sport package, which means that under the hood there's more power. The wheels and tires are a massive 20 inches. It has the X5 M suspension, and it costs over $74,000. Coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. You know, it'd be so easy to make this car look cartoonish. You put 20-inch wheels on a car, you put these massive fender flares, M badging, and after a while it starts to look like, well, a caricature of itself. But the Germans are really good at that. They know how to get up to that line but never fall over it, where a car becomes silly. This car, to me, looks fast, powerful, elegant, and yet it still works as a family car. It's not a car that screams, "Look at me, I'm gonna blow your doors off." But it does say in a very subtle and, well, German way, "I can take you at the red light, so don't mess with me because I am a BMW." The biggest change, of course, is that BMW has added an optional third row seat, which is in the way back. And of course, the issue with the seat is that it is very small. You can get back here, but once you're back here, putting this seat down means that I would crush my toes. So you do have a potential 7-passenger vehicle, 2, 3, and 2, but honestly, if you're back here, it's only good for small kids, pets, or maybe if you happen to own a monkey. That really means that the BMW X5 falls into that in-between area of being a full 7-passenger vehicle and competing with cars like the Audi Q7 or the Mercedes-Benz GL. By the way, I love this little tailgate. It makes getting stuff in and out very simple. But to my mind, this still competes with 5-passenger cars like the Lexus RX 350. Now you might be thinking to yourself, with 20-inch wheels and basically a sports tuned suspension, this BMW would be really rough. And if you're thinking that, you are absolutely correct, because on a rough road, this car will knock your fillings out. But, and this is a big but, on a road like this that's smooth and flat with beautiful turns and no traffic, it is a pure pleasure. This car is dead flat around corners. I know exactly where the wheels are. I love this fat steering wheel. There is no car that drives like a BMW, and there is no car that drives like a big family sedan crossover sports activity vehicle. There are very few cars that can compete with this. Perhaps a Porsche Cayenne, perhaps a Mercedes GL, AMG, but in the twisties, it is an absolute hoot to put through the paces. I am just amazed that I'm driving a 4,500-pound car like it was a 1 Series. It looks like an M. It drives like an M. It even has the same suspension and wheels that you get in an M. But under the hood is BMW's twin power, which is confusing because there used to be a BMW that had 2 turbos, but this has a single dual scroll turbo, which means basically that the turbo comes out in 2 phases. Now normally this engine puts out 300 horsepower, but with the M Performance package, you get 315 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. So the question is, how fast is this 4,500-pound beast up here at a mile above sea level? Let's find out right now. All right, 0 to 60 with the X5 with the Sport and Performance package. Now, up here at a mile above sea level, we have less air density, which means there's less air for the engine, which means the cars are slower, but turbos help make up for that. Here we go. There goes the turbo spooling up. Wow, 7,000 RPM, and here comes 60 right now. know, 4,500 pounds is a lot of weight to move, even with a twin scroll turbocharger. It should be right around, well, 6 to 7 seconds, but I'm at 7.83. And once again, that's because we're at a mile above sea level, and this car weighs 4,500 pounds. All right, if I'm being completely honest, 315 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque is just adequate for this car. It's a big, heavy car, as I've already stated. But BMW makes use of every single one of those ponies. By the way, it's cold out there. Thank you, car. I knew that. So, while it's not enough, the engine just loves to rev. 7,000 RPM is phenomenal, and it really matches your driving style, especially if I flip it into sport mode, like a fine tailored suit. You hear that? And you see that smile? There's a price to be paid for that, and I'm going to give you a number. It's 18.2. That's the MPG I'm getting, which 5-10 years ago probably would have been okay. But today, when you can get a RX 450h that gets 28, of course it's a different car, I'm well aware of that, but nevertheless gets 10 miles to the gallon more than I'm getting in real world testing. That is expensive. If it were my money, I'd probably go for the diesel version of this, just because you get plenty of torque and you get really good gas mileage. And you get the same driving experience, let's face it. I really like the inside of the X5. All the materials are soft and real. Everything you touch and feel feels expensive. I especially like this fat and heated steering wheel. Everything is oriented toward the driver. And you know what? I'm even getting to be friends with the iDrive. They've developed it to the point where it's, in my mind, the second best system out there, right after the Lexus, which I just mentioned. On the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, I'm going to give the X5 with the Sport and Performance package a lease it, because while it looks like the M, it doesn't perform like the M. If you're going to have 20-inch wheels and all this body cladding, you better bring it. And this car is a bit of a poser. However, I like the X5 in general. So if you're going to get the plain Jane one, I'm going to give it a buy it. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. See you guys next time, and don't forget to subscribe for a new car video every day. You would think it would be almost impossible to get stuck in an all-wheel drive car in, what, 5 inches of snow, but with summer tires that are 20 inches wide, it's actually very easy, as I just found out. Luckily I got out. Lesson there is, in snow, get the proper tires.